Quick little reading for people whose dreams are changing, or maybe your vision for your life is shifting in a big way. Maybe you're letting go of sort of outdated dreams that you had for yourself that don't really align with your values and who you're becoming. The theme of this reading is Capricorn, the 11th house, and Pluto. And so there's a lot of change. And let me just name off the signs before we get into it. So, again, Capricorn, Aquarius, Scorpio, Capricorn again, and Cancer. So, if you have major placements in any of those signs or angles, especially for you. But the sense I'm getting here is that like friendships have ended, visions, hopes, dreams have changed in a big way. And that could have to do with finances. It could have to do with, again, just like your values changing and you having to adapt what you see for your life and adapt maybe the connections that are in your life because they're no longer kind of keeping up with the person you're evolving into. With the Queen of Pentacles coming up first here, I get the sense that this is double cap energy. And so I get the sense that some of you may be people who take life really seriously. And you may place a lot of value on the material world and kind of material possessions, or maybe you did in the past. And I feel like with the 10 of Pentacles showing up here, you probably had more of a traditional path that you expected yourself to follow. Like marriage, house, kids, like double income family, soccer games on the weekend. Like there could have been this really traditional path that you expected yourself to take. And it could be that that's evolved and that as you potentially did a lot of personal healing yourself, you noticed that that was something that was just kind of fed to you or something that you saw modeled in the people that you grew up around or in your own family or just in society at large. And I think that there may have been opportunities that you missed out on along the way when you were super focused on this vision for your life. There's a part of you that feels really creative and inspired and a little bit more, I guess, bohemian is the word that's coming to mind. I don't usually use that, but it feels like there's a little bit of like a sort of hippy dippy vibe that maybe you suppressed or kind of like didn't know how to express. You could have been in a pretty traditional like work environment, school environment, family, and it felt like there was this part of yourself that was constantly calling to you that you couldn't quite access because it didn't match your surroundings. But I do feel like you've shed a lot of that, or you might be about to or in the process of shedding a lot of the pieces of your life that don't seem to fit anymore so that you can step into this new energy. And it feels like this new energy is Queen of Cups. It feels like it's really intuitive. Maybe you left like the corporate world and you're getting into the woo and you're exploring mysticism and spirituality. Or maybe you're an artist and that's something that you've had to suppress or put away or shove down because you were afraid it wasn't going to make you enough money. It wasn't going to provide the stability or the life that you had hoped for. The sense I'm getting here is that there's a lot of fulfillment that's ahead of you if only you can appreciate the beauty that already exists in your life and focus more on what is working and a little bit less so on what's not working or what doesn't seem to fit. Because I think the more you focus on the parts of your life that do feel really aligned, the more of that is gonna come toward you. It feels like the more you focus on those areas, the more of it you're going to generate. And the more you're gonna be able to be in that headspace of seeking alignment and noticing what feels right as opposed to just noticing what feels wrong. And as you start to focus on what does feel right, you're going to get a lot better at identifying relationships, jobs, projects that feel true to you, that feel authentic to you. So continue to focus on how things make you feel. This might be a little bit awkward for some of you. We have two polar energies here. The Queen of Pentacles is typically Capricorn energy and the Queen of Cups is Cancer, and those are polar signs. So there could be, again, this like traditionalism that's kind of kept you stuck and felt like suffocating at times. And I want you to give yourself space to feel, space to be sensitive, space to kind of tune into your intuition, because I think that that's kind of the core growth that you're doing at this time, and that's really what's going to lead you toward more truth. It feels like you were fed the idea that you had to be really hyper intellectual and grounded and pragmatic and realistic and all of this stuff, and those qualities are fantastic, but if we're not tuned into how we feel, then it's going to be hard for us to make choices that are going to actually bring us joy and contentment. So if you don't know what makes you feel joyful and content and at ease, then you're going to have a hard time selecting for those things in your life and making aligned choices when they come toward you. So focus on how you feel. Notice after you connect with someone how you feel in your body. Notice while you're connecting with them how you feel in your body. When you're applying for a job or at work, how do you actually feel physically and emotionally? And it's not all going to be like joy and celebration all the time, because that's not life. But if more often than not you feel content and at ease with someone or in some place, then it's likely a good fit for you. And if you more often feel dysregulated and anxious and unhappy, then it's probably not right. So I hope you can value that and trust that and continue to prioritize your feelings, because they are going to lead you toward your truth. Take care, y'all.